Gang, thanks an awful lot for hanging in there with us. That was rock and roll by, I guess it was Casey Williams back then in the old days from Low Budget Records. Next week we're going to have some new stuff. I know I keep saying that. I keep promising everybody we're going to bring some new stuff in, but we're going to some new rock and roll from the cats at Low Budget Records. Listen, I want to remind everybody, please go and to our Facebook page. We're going to be posting this show up there pretty soon, not too long, maybe a week or so from now, once we catch up with all of that, so you'll be able to check this show out at another date if you want to see it again, which I'm sure you will. I mean, or if there's somebody that might have missed it that you think needs to see it, please make sure you let them know. And that Facebook page is It's All About Arts, which is kind of cool. You know, it's neat to have that. But right now, it's my great pleasure and honor to introduce you to Kyle Colon. Hello, Kyle.
How you doing?
Thank you very much for coming in.
It's a pleasure.
And Chris Michael.
Pleasure's all mine.
It's my pleasure. Thank you guys for coming in. I do appreciate it. You guys have developed an app. Now, you know, an app is kind of new terminology. Is it kind of? I mean, it's an app that goes on your phone, right?
Yeah.
Is it something I can have on my tablet too and stuff?
Yep.
Now, let's go back a little bit. Are you guys affiliated with any particular community center?
I would say the Armberger Community Center.
The Orenburger. How long have you cats been there?
I personally worked there for 6 years.
Okay.
I've been there since I was like 5.
So you know the Orenburger well?
Yeah, very well. Went to school.
Oh, you went to school there? Are you a Rossi guy?
Huh? We all live around there.
Both a Rossi guy? Good. I'm glad.
So we live like 10 seconds away from this. So.
Yeah, I'm down on Belgrade Ave, right up from Rossi Square. So I'm kind of in the middle of the community too, you know. And I've always been. I love Rosendale. It's a great place. That's where our studio is, and all of that jazz. What was it about the community centers? You guys are both veterans. You guys know exactly how everything works in there. What gave you this idea that the communication needed a little boost?
Well, we noticed as a whole. First, we were going to be like a T-shirt company.
Okay.
But then we moved on to what's the actual problem we're facing here today, live. And me personally, I know, like, I lose friends a lot. Within the year and a half, I've lost a lot of good friends, like Mason Raymond, and just this past year was
you're talking about lost for good.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, man.
Thank you. It's been a battle, but, you know, seeing what we have today, what we have for the teens is a great way for them to not go what I went through or anybody else like me to go through. Mm-hmm. It's just a great tool where teens can stay connected to their community center or any other community center around Boston. Mm-hmm.
Is the community center offering? Are you happy with what they're offering? I know that there's a lot of teen programming, and we're going to talk a little bit. You cats put on a great basketball thing, the tournament that you guys raised some money for this whole thing, right? Is the community center servicing our youth enough? I mean, you guys can probably be the ones to answer that.
Yeah, of course. All community centers, they have like great resources and tools. There's a bunch of activities and programs and events that our community centers in Boston host, and they have. But the problem was it wasn't reaching youth like us. Okay. So I guess kind of how like we all started was we started through United Way, which came to each community center in Boston. It was like they wanted to start an entrepreneurial program called Youth Venture, where they wanted each community center to attack a problem in their community. And our mentor, Mike, was a great man. I always say I love this man. He kind of came to us and he challenged us, and he sat us down and was trying to figure out, what were some of the issues that you guys have in your community, and how can you change that? Mm-hmm. And that's when we started realizing it was that, initially this year we just had the Army Community Center, shout out to Patty, Judy. We just had a new teen center and we had a new multimedia class. But nobody was really coming into it. Yeah. And we really sat down and challenged like why that was happening.
Was it outreach, do you think?
The problem with the outreach was the outreach that community centers use right now is like flyers. So you have to really come into the community center and you have to read a bulletin board, or you have to get this flyer somehow. And I know youth like us, if it's not on my if it's not on my phone, it's not reaching me.
Right.
So that's when we started thinking of different ways of how we could get that information out there. And
So you saw a bridge and you decided to work on a way to bridge that, to get to like get
bridge that gap.
Bridge that gap. I mean, you're right. Flyers.
yeah.
You know, it's almost like word of mouth. You know that's not going to work these days. But if you do look around, everybody's got something going on here. When you said, Carl, when you said it's time to do an app, we're gonna do an app. Did you kind of look at each other and go, okay, now what?
Well, first we were gonna be information based on a website.
Yeah.
But then we just moved on to where like I know some teams don't have like laptops and stuff like that, so we moved on to like where can they mobilely access it? Like say if they're on the bus and they want to have something to do like Saturday nights, like 6:30, and then they can just like log onto the app, see a program event near them, and then actually go to that event, whether it's a basketball tournament, party, or wherever the community center is holding it.
That's great.
So I guess the idea is we want to prove that the concept worked. So again, like Kyle said, we started off as a website where we had those informations, and then not only are we a resource, but I guess the second aspect of what we do is youth engagement, where we're not only preaching, hey, come to a community center and come to this program where, let's say the community center only offers arts and craft or something like that, which they don't. They offer a ton load of information, but we decided that we would also host events that we knew that would attract a large amount of teens on a given day. So example, we started off with our basketball tournament at the Armour Community Center, where we held a tournament. We had like 16 teams competing against each other.
That's big.
Yeah, it was great. It was our first experience.
Were they different teams from different parts of the city?
We had people from all around.
Where did you have it? Was it at the Armour?
It was at the Armour Community Center.
That's a good room to have it in. They have a nice good room.
Stuff like that.
It was great. And we had 16 teams competing. We had like 100 spectators.
That's great.
Yeah, it was a great turnout, especially for our first tournament. It was a great turnout. So we started, and then after that, we started realizing that we started gaining kind of like more traffic. We had more people trying to figure out who we were and who the Armburger was. So that's when we kind of realized that what we were doing, the concept actually works. That if we host these events and we provide this information, we can gauge youth engagement more in these community centers. So that's when kind of we pitched this idea with United Way. We got some funding from them, and that's when we moved on to a mobile application where it'd be more user-friendly, where you don't just have to go on a website and figure out where it was, but you can actually interact with this mobile application where it'll, like, pick up your GPS location automatically.
Right.
And it's just a little bit a lot friendlier than browsing to a website.
Right. Now, Carl, you hit on something earlier in our conversation that I kind of want to jump back to a little bit. The unfortunate dangers of living in the city. There's lots of unfortunate opportunities for all of us to have run into this. I've lost friends too.
Yeah. Okay.
I may be an older dude, but I've lost friends to all kinds of different things. Street violence has been some of it. Do you feature anything on your app where if there's one of our younger citizens that needs to get to talk to somebody, that needs to get someplace safe, that this is something that they can go to and say, well, the Rosendale Community Center is right around the corner, and Officer Elvis is going to be there, and I'm going to go over and just kind of have someplace to be?
Well, we actually talked about that. Actually implementing in the app guidance.
Yeah.
Basically, because I know for me, I don't like to talk about what happened.
Yeah.
So I like to keep it inside. So for teens to keep it inside, it's not a good idea. So we actually talked about implementing where they can actually talk to a guidance person or somebody that can knows what they've been through or struggle what they've been through and actually help them sort it out like that.
How interactive is the app? Is there an opportunity for me to kind of put, hey, I'm Glenn, is there a blog I can get onto? Can I ask a question or anything like that?
Well, it's very very diverse from other apps. So you guys, say if you select the Armour Community Center as your home community center, you can actually talk with people within that community center. So you can let's pick up a 3-on-3 basketball tournament, or hey, you want to talk or something like that. So it's a very interactive app where people just can stay logged on.
You cats still in school?
Yeah.
Where are you going?
I go to Wentworth University.
Where?
Wentworth University.
You're a Wentworth guy.
Yeah, I went for computer science.
We were talking about engineering a minute ago.
Yeah.
That's great.
I'm a Wentworth guy.
How about yourself?
Well, I'm a senior at West Roxbury Academy.
You're at West Roxbury?
Yeah.
Really? Rudy Weeks is a good guy.
Yes, he is. He
You know,
actually helped us a lot.
He's a good guy, and he's nice. Mark's a nice guy too. Those are two gentlemen you guys should be in touch with. I'm on their Perkins board over there. I get to go every once a year. Sorry, Rudy. I'll see you. Talk to you soon. But those kinds of people, those kinds of leaders, the people that are running the Orenburger Community Center, that you kind of turn to. What's their reaction to this? Because it's not something they came up with, is it?
No, I mean, I'll
say it. It's not something they came up with.
No, according to Patty, she's amazing.
Yep.
She has our back 130%.
Yep.
If anybody causes our problem, she's the first one to jump in. She's amazing. I hope she should be watching right
We
now.
all need someone like her.
No, she's beyond amazing. She's helped us all along the way. And we've had great help. We had Mike, Sam, just a bunch of people who've been helping us along the way.
Yeah.
And giving us this guidance and push. Again, everybody that we tell to, they love the idea.
Right.
Again, our basic mission statement is keeping kids off the streets and bring them into like the safe havens in our community centers.
That's great.
Again, the story that my friend here, Kyle, shared. We don't want to see that happen to anybody.
No.
And we definitely want to see that, especially in the time and age we are now, is how can we change that? And we know this community says it's right there for us, and we just need to know how to use it.
It's a resource that's available, you know, and I think by making sure that it's on everybody's phone, you know, all the cats at the Orenburger, all the people in East Boston, all the people wherever there's a community center, and there's how many of them?
There's 33 right now.
33 community centers, so there's not an opportunity for you to say, I can't get there.
Yeah.
You know?
But the idea is that it's scalable. So the same issues that we see happening in Boston, why isn't it happening in New York or Texas or even China?
Yeah.
The idea is we want to bring this, all around the world. It's not to keep it in Boston, but to have an OCC Youth Unleashed team everywhere, where we can have.
What? Say it again.
OCC Youth Unleashed. That's our name. OCC Youth Unleashed.
Say it again.
OCC Youth Unleashed. Yeah.
Oh, Youth Unleashed.
Yes.
Unleashed.
Unleashed.
Yes. We're basically unleashing the teens back into the
Make
community
sure
centers.
everyone gets the name right. Because if they're gonna get on the site, that's the only way they're gonna do it. You've got some images for us to see, so we can kind of see how the site looks.
Yeah.
Right.
So that right there is.
There it is, right here. Yep.
That's our kind of like a flyer of our new app that we just launched.
Yeah.
It actually launched on Thanksgiving Day, which was amazing.
Yeah. Perfect.
So we finally got it out, and it's just like a quick little explanation of what it does and how you can use it. And I think the next screenshot, basically is like 4 main screenshots of important features of our application. Where the first one is just like the home screen, where each of those little waypoints, they're little kind of like blue dots,
Yep.
shows.
It's like a Google map, right?
Yeah, it's based off Google Maps.
You know, so the red one will be where I am, right?
Yep, the red
And I
one's-
can see right by looking at that I'm right next to a community around the corner.
Yeah, that's the whole point.
Okay.
I think there's a green waypoint, which is actually the Boys and Girls Club in Brighton.
Yeah.
Which the idea is to branch out not only community centers, but
Yeah, I worked for the Boys and
BCYF.
Girls Club for years. Yeah.
Boys and YMCA's. We want to branch out everywhere.
Get them all.
Basically any youth-oriented
Yeah,
program.
perfect.
So right now we currently have all 33 BCYF centers on there.
Great.
You can click on any of those waypoints and you can get like GPS navigation to them, or you can hit. You'll get like their name, their address, the hours of operation.
Okay.
You can hit like events or programs with the second.
Second screen is a list of programs at that particular. Yep.
So let's explain the Armored Community Center. Again, if you click on any one of those, you can plug all the details of that event or program.
Now the last one looks like almost like an email. Was that like a communication?
Yep, that was the social messaging we were speaking on earlier.
Yeah.
So let's say you want to interact with somebody that's in Brighton, but you want to go to
Awesome.
I don't know, Hyde Park Community Center.
Yep.
And you want to show people. Let's have a quick pickup game.
Yeah.
You can interact with people using the app right then and there. Or if you want to comment on a program event, or you want to let your friends know that you're going to one, you can do it right on the application itself.
What kind of support? I know Patty's behind it. I know that you've heard from different people from different community centers. What kind of support and enthusiasm? People enthusiastic about this?
The commissioner, everybody's behind us 100%.
Well, this is great.
And they want to see it succeed as much as possible.
Right.
And that's our goal, is just keeping it engaged and out there as much. We want to market it and push it out. The idea is to let the youth know that there's a resource.
And there's no
out there for them.
cost. You just have to kind of log in, get a username, and you're in, right?
100% free.
You're part of it. Now, is it better to be like you were saying earlier, to be your base community center is Rosendale Community Center, so that's kind of where I would start and branch out from there?
Yep. So the idea is kind of like if there's a community center that you really want to know the most about, you can choose that community center. That way you'll get the most up-to-date information on that community center. But that doesn't limit you. You can still figure out any information on any community center throughout Boston.
Now, I'm kind of tech savvy a little bit, but developing an app? I mean, I run we ran for years Open Studios, and we had developed an app where people could find out where they were and stuff. Not near the kind of information that you guys are talking about. What goes into deciding how it's going to look and which direction you're going to go? You know, how do you come up with that?
So the idea was when we initially started, we started off by we used these two websites called Freelancer and Elance.
Okay.
Where we pushed out our idea as well as the functionalities that we wanted, how we wanted to, and then the idea is you get proposals back from developers or companies. When we pushed it out, we actually got like over 100 proposals.
So someone they think it's a good idea.
Yeah. So we had to sit down, go through all of them.
Yep.
We kind of chose the top 3 that we decided, and then from there we figured out, we nailed down that one person or company that we wanted. We actually picked one, and then from there we communicate all the time. We would give them.
But they're helping you develop it.
Yeah, they're
I mean, that's kind of their gig, right?
Yep. So we basically give them let's say designs, functionalities. They come back to us in a set amount of time, and they we either approve, disapprove, and then we go from there. So it's kind of like a cycle. Initially, we had planned this to take about 32 days, and we ended up going at least 2 months and a half.
It takes time.
That's only because we're really, really picky. Like we wanted to make sure this was a tool that would be easy to use. There would be no issues at all.
Yeah, the last thing you want is someone to go to it, find it difficult, and not come back.
Yeah, exactly. That
is the cool thing.
Yep, that's the idea.
How busy is it?
What do you mean as busy?
Like running.
Yeah, how many are the cats using it? No, are there cats online right now?
Oh, we just dropped it this Thanksgiving.
Oh, it just launched.
Yeah, we
3 days ago.
Yeah,
4
we
days
haven't
ago.
been marketing as much as we're doing like a soft launch.
Right.
So we're trying to get as many community centers
This
active
is a
on that as
great.
possible.
You should get on community access and talk about it. Maybe oh, wait a minute. That's what we're doing right now. Lost myself for just a second there.
That's fine.
Well, this is very exciting. I want to congratulate you guys. Say hi to Rudy if you see him, Mr.
I
Weeks.
will.
Don't call him Rudy.
I know he doesn't like that as much.
But what are you studying at Wentworth?
Computer science.
Computers. But of course, right? What else would you be doing? Listen, guys, I want to thank you both very much for coming in. No, really. Is there anything else you want to get out there? I mean, who's the better at basketball? Who plays better?
Is
there sure?
I just got the height.
It is. He's just tall. That's all, right? Tell me about the tournament. Is there another one coming up? Is there anything we got to know for the future? What's Orenberger up to these days?
Well, after the first basketball tournament, a lot of people were asking, "When's the next event? When's the next event?"
That's a good sign.
Yeah, no. What else are you hosting? Like they were very interactive. Everybody on the basketball tournament, I could say about nearly everybody was off their feet.
Yeah.
So it was like a great turnout especially for our first event.
Yeah.
Just to see that excitement and thrill in the teens.
Yeah.
And the attendees that were there, it was just an amazing experience. Not only for me, but for people that were there. And the next event we actually hosted was a party.
Yeah.
Parties can get out of control, but we made sure every detail was covered. We had youth workers, right?
Yeah.
We had a police detail, metal detector wand, so everybody felt safe.
Yeah.
Nobody brought bags.
See, it's not always that it's feeling safe. Not going. You go to a party and there's going to be a lot of kids from around the city there, and that it's going to be whatever. But if you feel safe getting into that place, it changes the tone of the party. It's no longer now just little clusters of people kind of checking each other out. Now you kind of know everyone's there to have a good time, to celebrate something, whatever it be, dance or whatever, So I think that's great. It's a great thing. You're going to be going around to the different community centers and kind of saying, look what I got for you.
Yeah, we actually been sending out emails, calls, all that.
That's great.
mean,
actually like going to the actual community centers ourselves.
So they already back us like 100%. Right now we're working on getting all up-to-date information on there with
Yeah.
all community centers.
Yeah.
But we do have a good amount already.
Right.
So the idea is the next few weeks we want to make sure that 100% of that data is ready for the youth right now.
That's good. Well, thank you guys once again. I want to thank you very much.
Amazing. Go ahead.
Pleasure's been all
No, really, it's been. Listen, come back. Don't be strangers. Why don't you come on
No.
back at some point and let us know how it's going? You know.
Definitely. Thank you.
You know,
Amazing.
because I think that, you know, to talk about a launch is one thing, but next time when you're back after the new year, maybe it's something we'll be talking about. We don't have enough broadband. You know, I mean that would be the thing to do. You know, and oh, by the way, we're going ad free.
Oh, I even forgot to say the name of our app. It's Unleashed on the Apple Store. We have Android coming real soon, so just wait on that.
Is it just for Apple now?
We're just right now? A few more weeks, we'll have our Android version.
Careful, you might find me joining that just to see what's going on.
But it's Unleashed.
You want Unleashed?
Yeah.
Listen, you want to say goodnight with us? Because we're going to get out of here. There's another great show. The Greek program's up next. And they've got some big things happening. Gowns and fashion shows and all kinds of stuff. But everyone's Thanksgiving was great.
Yeah, it's amazing. Hey,
My mom made some good food, man.
I'll bet. My wife is amazing too. Listen, gang, thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. This is the kind of thing that's not talked about around the city very often. We're always hearing about our younger citizens getting into this, getting into that, and we never enough say things like, we've got two cats here who are thinking of their fellow kids and thinking about their city and thinking about safety and finding innovative ways to battle a real problem in our city. Yeah. Congratulations, guys. You should be proud of yourselves. Listen, gang, get out there and do something artful for yourself. Visit the site. Go to our website. It's all about arts. And click on these cats' names, and this website's going to come up where it's going to kind of tell you what's going on. And like I like to say every week, please keep in the forefronts of your minds our mothers, fathers, sons and daughters, aunts and uncles, nieces and nephews on foreign soil. Please get out and do something artful. Do it for them. See you cats later. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.